The plan there are three elements to it. Three elements in this opportunity. The first is developing of the outside. It's outside landscaping kind of thing. And here, let me walk you through this. I've got some things here. All right? The first thing we want to talk about is the fields, the ball fields. If you look at that map, over there we have about 3.5 acres of unused, useless dirt that's just been sitting there for the last 5 years, by the way. We could turn those into soccer fields and softball fields. We've done the measurement. It fits perfect. Softball fields, soccer fields. The next thing we want to look at, briefly as we go through, is I thought, hey, why not do some kind of a prayer walk track? I say, if we're going to put in some grass and have some soccer fields and some softball fields, why don't we put a track around it? As it turns out, it's about 1/4 mile. We put in a little track that goes around the property, and we make it into a prayer walk, where all along the way, every once in a while, you have a little stake with maybe a little prayer or something like that for the community to come and just kind of walk around and get some exercise. Older folks can do that. Younger folks pushing strollers. I thought, let's put in a walking track. That's not too hard, not too complicated. But how cool would that be? Something like that is needed. We talked about a picnic area right out here. In the front of our church, as you go back toward this property, we put in a picnic area for our church. We put in some picnic tables and some barbecue areas and things like that, so that we can have functions and we're not having hot dog sales out on the parking lot, that we can kind of shift that over, and we've got a place where kids can run around and families can stay after church and just have meals and fellowship time and that kind of thing. We thought about a picnic area. Then some improvements that are much needed. This out here in the front here, this berm that goes across, it's been sitting like that, and poor Don Jensen comes out and tries to pull weeds every once in a while, but it's just sitting there dirt. We need to do something with it. At the very least, let's put some gravel on it to make it look nice, so that when people are driving by, they see something that's, it's just unfinished. It needs to be finished. There's a sign out there that, again, we've been in this building 5 years, and we still have a banner sign out front on the road. We need to present something a little more permanent, a little nicer to the community that says who we are. Then in the back, of course, back here, we've got, we put some mulch down at one point, but it's kind of, not there anymore, and we got a lot of dirt, and it's basically just dirt that turns very muddy and nasty. And if we're gonna build some soccer fields and softball fields, we're gonna need some parking so that people can get up there and get back there. So just putting a little bit of gravel. Very simple, not expensive. Just put some gravel down so we can drive on it and not have a muddy mess. So that's the outside plan, and it answers a lot of questions, and it helps our community. I would love it if we could see, these soccer fields, softball fields being used, during the summers and in the fall when it's still light out and people can come and the community can come and AYSO can use the soccer fields and little league teams can come and use it. And of course, it's there for us to use as a church. But I want to see our community on our property so that they can be exposed to who we are. They can be exposed to what we represent. That's why we call this building bridges. Because we want them to come in our property. We want them to recognize that we're reaching out as a church and we're building bridges to them to help them. And we want them to recognize that we're not some weirdo cult thing that, we dress. Hey, those people are just like us. And hey, those people are having some opportunities over there. Maybe we ought to go check them out on Sunday. Maybe there's something to this God thing. That's what building a bridge is all about. The second